Hello all. You may know me as 652 Graystripe on the forums. I'm just here. This is kind of my submission video for the 1.3 contest. I felt it was appropriate to make a video entitled How Far We've Come when we just passed 1.3 and most of the devs are working on other projects now, but Terraria is, lo and behold, still being updated. I felt it was kind of appropriate to do this video. And it's not strictly just about 1.3, it's about everything Terraria has done since 2011. Uh, Keep in mind this is completely unscripted, and this is my first and only take on the video. I would like to start by introducing Terraria a little bit. I believe it started in 2011 under only 3 developers: a planner, a coder, and some other guy that I don't remember. Maybe the artist? I don't remember. This is classic Gray. Um, but as I stand here in my world with my friend, we're about to fight the Moon Lord, I can't help but think, how far have we come? And it started with just basic stuff, the corruption, uh, just the general game, the original parts of it, the original 4 bosses: King Slime, Eye of Cthulhu, Eater of Worlds, Skeletron. And we have progressed. Excuse my voice, I have a cold. We have progressed so incredibly far that my friend and I here are about to fight what is essentially a god to Terraria when we started out punching zombies in the caverns. Excuse me. And first we had the original versions with those 4 bosses and all that. And then hard mode came with the Wall of Flesh and the Hallow and much more gear. At that point, the mechs, the mechanical bosses, Skeletron Prime, the Twins, and the Destroyer were the final bosses of the game, the final challenge. And boy, were they tough. Much was changed come 1.2. That was also where the Space Dolphin machine gun was leaked, among other things. And we knew that the lunar boss was coming. We didn't know when. As it turned out, it was June 30th, 2015. More than 9 months after the original leak of 1.3, when the lunar boss came out. In the mighty 1.3 update, which I am playing right now, killing a mimic that was introduced in that update, with weapons that were introduced in that update, going for gear that was in that update, jumping in lava that was not in that update, and I feel like each one of these has shaped the game so much. First, we had the Eater of Worlds, and we had Eater of Worlds and Skeletron as the final bosses. Then we had the Wall of Flesh, and then we had, excuse me, the Mechanicals as the final boss. And then Golem and Plantera come along, further expanding Terraria, as well as some balance issues that got fixed pretty well. And now we are on 1.3. And one surprisingly small thing I would like to talk about in 1.3 is that the art style is slightly changed. The art style has changed a little bit throughout all of the updates, not just 1.3, but now it's much more lifelike and much more shaded, and it's very interesting to compare stuff like the Guide Voodoo Doll, a 1.0.5 item, to the Klinger Staff, say, which is a 1.3 item, or the Bombfish, which is a 1.2.4 item, or the Soul of Light, which is resprouted come 1.3. It's very interesting, and I believe this art style reflects a whole lot more. It's the devs learning and playing along with us. I mean, when 1.2 was first released, there were some major balance issues centering around Spectre Armor and the Shadow Beam Staff. They basically made you invulnerable. And yes, that was a pretty big mistake on the part of the devs. But they were also good enough to admit their mistakes, not like some big company like the recent issue of paid Skyrim mods that Valve did and that caused so much fiasco. Relogic, Red, Sanks, everybody else, I hope I pronounced their names right, they kind of admitted they messed up. Yeah, they messed up. We know. They implemented a really overpowered armor set, and they fixed it. They had the guts to fix it rather than go for completely unbalanced game. And I greatly approve. And it seems like they've been learning how to make sprites and how to balance content and how to make the game fun and enjoyable along with us. From its very earliest beginnings with 3 devs as a lone indie game studio, Terraria has really shaped the world. A lot of people say it's an amalgamation of other games like Minecraft and all the references it has. Nintendo better not sue. But I think it's I know this is going to sound cliche, but it's more than the sum of its parts because it was made out of the concepts from dozens of games. It's your side scroller, your platformer, your sandbox, your adventure, your RPG, and it really says something that Red and the other devs were able to create such a thing so unique, so popular, while still retaining their humanity as people and being able to admit to their mistakes and to fix their mistakes and to learn along with the community. A good example of this are the Moon Lord bug fix updates. 1.3.0.4 and point 5 fixed some exploits people had discovered with spikes and lava, respectively, that allowed you to basically cheese the Moon Lord, making him a super easy fight. Um, and those were interesting. It was really fun because I thought it was cool that the community was learning to adjust to the devs, and the devs were learning to adjust to the community to something they had never expected. I mean, if the devs had thought that would happen, they would have just put in the invincibility timer, their final solution, immediately. But they didn't. Um, so that proves that they were learning from the community, and the community was learning to adapt to them. There have evolved new ways to cheese the Moon Lord, and so on. And it really speaks to me that this community and these devs are able to work together um, so well that they don't even really they synergize so greatly with our enthusiastic community and the eager human devs that aren't just some multinational corporation that only exists to make money like certain other game studios I could mention. I won't name names, really. Um, um, it's really an interesting relationship that you do not see very often. I thought it was super cool that the devs were working with the community and YouTube's community for the pre 1.3 live streams and such. It really spoke to me how you can just comment on a dev's profile on the forums and probably maybe get a response depending on how they whether it's just nonsense or not. It really speaks to me that this level of community interaction, transparency, friendliness, humanity is present in this game and its community, and it's something I have never seen anywhere else. And I've played a lot of games, believe me. So I don't really have much more to say. My rambling is done. Thank you for listening. This was Gray, your local forums member. Happy first anniversary, Terraria Community Forums, and may you have many, many more.